Om Shanti and good morning. So today we will be reading the Murli spoken by Bab Dada on the 25th of October 1975. This Murli is not available in English translation. So we will be going through the Murli in Hindi and we can comprehend it in English and discuss it accordingly. So the title of the Murli is बेहद की शिक्षिका समझ वैराग्य वृत्ति को धारण करो. So in this Murli, Baba is speaking to the teachers, especially the Punjab and Gujarat zone, and Baba is speaking of unlimited disinterest, especially for teachers. But while we'll read the Murli, we'll also realize that Baba goes on to speak about what are the subtle attachments and what are the worldly attachments. What are the kind of attachments, subtle attachments that we can get in Gyan, and how to become free of those attachments. And Baba also says in this Murli, and he very clearly tries to tell all the teachers, which we can also implement in our lives, that be it subtle or worldly, but the attachments in any form will pull us back and will not let us achieve our 100% effort, 100% stage as we need. Baba also says that this stage of unlimited interest is needed for a long time to be able to achieve that stage that we want in the new world. So we'll read this only. So the title is Become Disinterested by Considering Yourself as an Unlimited Teacher. पंजाब गुजरात जोन के टीचर्स के साथ अव्यक्त बाप दादा के उच्चारे हुए मधुर महावाक्य. Baba is talking to the Gujarat and Punjab zone teachers. अपने को मास्टर विश्व की शिक्षक समझती हो अथवा अपने अपने सेवा केंद्रों की मैं फलाने स्थान की टीचर हूँ, ये बुद्धि में रहता है. ये बुद्धि में रहना चाहिए कि मैं विश्व की निमित्त बनी हुई मास्टर विश्व शिक्षक हूँ. हद याद रहती है या बेहद? बेहद का नशा और बेहद की सेवा के प्लान चलते हैं या अपने स्थान के प्लान चलते हैं? बेहद का नशा रहेगा तब विश्व का मालिक बनेगी. अगर हद का नशा और हद की स्मृति रहती है तो विश्व के मालिक बन के संस्कार नहीं बन पाते. फिर तो छोटा छोटा राजा बनेंगे. विश्व महाराजन की प्रारब्ध पाने की निशानियां अभी से दिखाई देंगी. जैसे कोई भी पहेली हल करानी होती है तो उसकी निशानियां पूछते हैं, जिससे कैसे भी कठिन पहेली हो वो जल्दी हल हो जाती है. तो यहाँ भी कौन क्या बनता है ये पहेली है. तो इन निशानियों से परख सकते हैं. अपने आप को भी मालूम पड़ सकता है कि मैं अपने पुरुषार्थ प्रमाण क्या बन सकती हूँ. So in this paragraph, Baba is asking all the teachers to check what are the signs that they can see right now, which can tell them their future stage or their future role in the new world. Baba says to the teachers, think of yourself as the master world teachers rather than that of your limited regions or centers. Baba also said that only when you have unlimited intoxication can you become the ruler of the world. All of us have a target, have an aim and object to become world rulers. None of us have object or aims and object to become rulers of one region, one city. We all want to be world rulers like Lakshmi and Narayan. So Baba says that can happen only when you have unlimited intoxication, when you move from limits to the unlimited. Baba said if you have the limited intoxication or limited thoughts, then you will only take the sanskars of limits and become rulers of small region. Baba said you will be able to see these hints and signs of your future fortune in this birth itself. The more you stay in limits, the more your fortune will in future would be limited. And then Baba said, you and others will also be able to see the signs from your behavior as to what your future fortune will be. Baba is asking the teachers to check for themselves. Baba goes on, teachers स्वतंत्र है. This is the next paragraph. Teachers स्वतंत्र है, कोई कर्म बंधन नहीं, सिर्फ सेवा का बंधन है. वो बंधन बंधन नहीं, लेकिन बंधन मुक्त करने वाला है. जब सब बातों में स्वतंत्र हो जाते तो टीचर्स की बेहद की बुद्धि होनी चाहिए. जहां तक हो सके वहां तक बेहद की सेवा में सहयोग देने का चांस स्वयं लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि जितना स्वयं की सेवा का अनुभव करेंगे उतना ही जास्ती अनुभवी मूर्त कहलाएंगे. अनुभवी मूर्त की ही वैल्यू होती है. जैसे पुराने जमाने के जो अनुभवी होते हैं उनकी राय की वैल्यू होती है कि ये पुराने अनुभवी हैं, तो यहाँ भी अनुभवी चाहिए. स्वयं चांस लेना चाहिए. प्रोग्राम प्रमाण करना, उसमें आधा हिस्सा अपना होता, आधा दूसरे का हो जाता. जैसे कमाई का शेयर होता है तो प्रोग्राम प्रमाण करने में आधा हो जाता है. जो स्वयं चांस लेते हैं वो फुल मिलता है. ऐसे नहीं कहो कि मुझे योग्य समझा जाए, मैं स्वयं बनकर दिखाऊंगा. आफरीन उसको मिलती है जो स्वयं को ऑफर करता है. ये कभी नहीं सोचना या इंतजार करना कि मुझे चांस मिले तो मैं करूं या मुझे आगे बढ़ाया जाए तो बढ़ूं. ये भी तो आधार हुआ टीचर तो स्वयं आधार मूर्त है, तो जो आधार मूर्त है वो किसका आधार नहीं लेते। ये भी लॉटरी नहीं गवाना, स्वयं स्वयं को ऑफर करना और बेहद के अनुभवी बनना। बेहद के बुद्धिमान बनो और चांस लेते जाओ तो चांस मिलता जाएगा। इसको कहेंगे मास्टर विश्व शिक्षक। बाकी है अपने अपने सेंटर की शिक्षक। जैसे बाप को देखा एक स्थान मधुबन में रहते, चारों ओर की प्लान बनाती थी, ना कि सिर्फ मधुबन की। ऐसे ही निमित कहाँ भी रहती हो, लेकिन बेहद के प्लान्स बनाते रहो। ऐसी है सब बेहद की बुद्धि वाली टीचर्स। चारों ओर चक्कर लगाती हो कि सिर्फ अपनी एरिया में चक्कर लगाती हो। जो जितना ईश्वरीय सेवा अर्थ चक्कर लगाते हैं उतना चक्रवर्ती राजा बनते हैं। अच्छा, ये तो हुई बेहद की टीचर्स के लिए। अभी तो भविष्य का प्लान बताया। So in this paragraph, Baba goes on to talk to the teachers and he says, all the teachers in the yagya, they are usually independent. They don't have any bondages. The only bondage for the teachers is the bondage of service. But service is going to make them free from bondage. The bondage of service is also not a bondage. Baba says, bondage of service makes free from all the other bondages. Or service also becomes a bondage. This is a very important line. Sometimes service becomes our bondage. The Baba says the service also should be unlimited. And Baba also said that teachers must have an independent intellect as they are independent of all worldly things. So the intellect should also be independent, not just physically, but we should have an independent intellect. And it's not just for teachers. In fact, for all of us, we are all teachers, right? Because we all have the responsibility to tell all our brothers and sisters about Baba and spread the message. Right? So we are all teachers. Anybody who has knowledge automatically becomes a teacher. And we teach from our values, we teach from our qualities, we teach from our words, we teach from our face. We are all teachers. Then Baba says, the more and more we become experienced in the unlimited service, the more wise we become. And the value today is only for those who are wise and become authority in experience. Somebody who's an authority of experience, if he or she comes in front of you, whatever they say, there's more trust on their words than anybody else. And everybody will say, see, what they're saying has to be correct because they have experience. So Baba says the more and more we become experienced in the unlimited service, that is when we become authority in the experience. And then our words, our actions will carry more weight. Baba also mentioned in this paragraph that if you only do service as per the program, or as per whatever has been given to you, then the return of that service is only half. And half of that return goes to the person who has made that program for you. So Baba says, don't wait for a program to do service. Don't wait for somebody to tell you or look at your qualities. Baba says, in this particular thing, you need to be taking initiative for yourself. Give yourself that chance of service wherever possible. Take initiative and do the service. Baba said, don't keep waiting. That when you will get a chance, you will do it, or someone will tell you, then you will do it. Others should realize your value. Baba told the teachers that this wait is also a dependency. It's an adhar, it's a dependency. And teachers should not be dependent on anything because they themselves are the foundations of Yajna. Right? We are also the foundations of the Yajna. If we are dependent, on these subtle things that somebody will tell me, then I'll do it. Somebody will realize my value, then I'll do it. So whose loss is it? It's my own loss. Baba said, don't keep waiting. It's like a lottery. And Baba says, don't lose this lottery. Baba said, you yourself offer yourself the chance and become experienced. The target should be that I have to become experienced in unlimited service. I have to become the master world teacher. Don't wait for this. That's what Baba said. Go from limits to unlimited. And then Baba said, you create plans for the unlimited. And just take yourself as a source and a means to give Baba's message through this body. And then Baba also said, the more you go around doing this unlimited seva, the better your fortune and future would be. This is the source of good fortune and future. And this is where the difference comes in. Because, when we are not in Gyan, when we are not in the knowledge, when we don't know about Baba, we are stuck in the limits of the world, right? This is my house. These are my children. This is my family. This is my work. This is my stuff. These are my clothes. All these worldly limitations that we create around ourselves and make ourselves, bonded to all these things. But when we come in Gyan, these worldly things, we are able to move away from them, or at least from our intellect, we are able to move away. That, all this is not going to stay. This is not going to always be there. I am a soul. And when we get into soul consciousness, slowly and steadily, automatically, our attachment to these worldly, foundations or worldly dependencies, they tend to reduce. But what happens is there are subtle dependencies that come to many of us when we are in this knowledge. These subtle dependencies could be like my center, the students in my center, my teacher. I like to listen to the Murli only from that teacher. That is a dependency. So there are many subtle dependencies that are there, right? Some people have become dependent upon, online Murlis after the lockdowns, right? So they prefer online, they'll pause it, write. But Baba says there should be zero dependency in any way, any case. I should be available. I should be happy. I should be content. That's one. And even a dependency on somebody else telling you to do what you have to do, right? If they will tell me, then I'll do it. That's also a subtle dependency. What if they don't tell you? Will we not make our fortunes? So I have to decide for myself. I have to take that initiative. That is what Arjun used to do, right? He used to take that initiative. He used to spend extra time to learn the you know how to fight against the asuras. This is what we also need to do. We need to give extra time. We need to take the initiative. We need to serve and think of the unlimited. We'll go on to the next paragraph. Baba goes on to say, बेहद की वैराग्य वृत्ति को टीचर्स अपने में अनुभव करती है. बेहद की वैराग्य वृत्ति है कि अपने सेंटर्स व जिज्ञासुओं से लगाव नहीं. जब इस लगाव से बेहद का वैराग्य होता तब जय जयकार होगी. सब स्थूल सूक्ष्म साधनों से बेहद का वैराग्य. ऐसी धरनी बनी है अथवा थोड़ा सेंटर्स से चेंज करें तो मिल जाएंगी. जिज्ञासुओं पर तरस नहीं पड़ेगा. जरा भी उन्हों के प्रति संकल्प नहीं आएगा. ऐसे अपने को चेक करना चाहिए कि ऐसा पेपर आए तो नष्टो मोह है. वो है लौकिक संबंध और ये है सेवा का संबंध. यदि उस संबंध में मोह जाए तो आप लोग वाणी चलाती है. ये अलौकिक सेवा का संबंध है. इसमें यदि आपका मोह होगा तो आने वाले स्टूडेंट्स इस पर वाणी चलाएंगे. तो अपनी महीन रूप से चेकिंग करो कि अभी कोई ऑर्डर हो तो एवर रेडी है. इस सेंटर की सर्विस अच्छी है तो सर्विस अच्छी से भी लगाव तो नहीं है. जब सबसे उपराम हो तब बेहद की वैराग्य वृत्ति कहूंगी. अपने शरीर से भी उपराम, जैसे कि निमित्त सेवा अर्थ चलते हैं. So Baba said, do the teachers experience unlimited interest? In this paragraph, Baba is saying, do you experience unlimited interest? Unlimited interest or unlimited disinterest? Baba says you should check. Unlimited disinterest means you should have no attachment to your region, to the center, or to the students. Baba also explained both when the students get attached to limited interests, worldly interests, they create worldly dependencies, then teachers only tell them why they are dependent on all these things, right? They should now become disinterested. So Baba said, when teachers will have interest in the service or get attached to the center, the region, the service that they have done or service that they are doing, or the students of that center also, Baba said, then others will talk about this. Like you tell them not to have attachment, the others will also talk about your attachments, these subtle attachments. So Baba says, check. Disinterest in all worldly or subtle means and resources is the unlimited disinterest. Baba also said that if you're moved from one center to another, would you be concerned about the students? This is such a subtle attachment, being attached to the students. And sometimes we try to cover it that, I'm thinking of the benefit of the students. What will the students do? They need me there because, I've been with them. They've got used to me. That's okay. They are Baba's students. They are Baba's children. They are not our children, right? That's what Baba is telling the teachers, that you should keep checking if somebody is moved from one center to another. What will be the thoughts that you'll have? Then Baba also said you must keep checking yourself against these subtle form of bondages. These things become bondages. See, anything that is pulling us towards it, taking us away from Baba and pulling us towards it, be it service, be it students, be it the center. When I'm trying to sit in yoga in Baba's remembrance, my thoughts keep going to that. Baba says that is a bondage. It's not letting you be free. Your intellect should be free of all these thoughts. Wherever I am, it's okay. Today I'm here, tomorrow I can be somewhere else. Even if today I leave this body, it's okay. Baba says that should be your stage, and that's an ever ready stage, by the way. So now do this subtle checking. Are you ever ready? If today there is an order, will you be ever ready? Baba said, will you take time or will you be ever ready? We must do this kind of checking in between. Then Baba said, you rise above all these subtle attachments. That is when you have unlimited interest, disinterest. So when we rise above these all subtle attachments, that is when we get unlimited disinterest. So the more these attachments are pulling us towards them, the more it's a sign that I'm attached to these subtle attachments. So always think and rise above and think of yourself just as a means to do seva. Wherever Baba keeps me, as Baba says, the drama has my interest. It's always in my interest. The drama will always be in my interest. Okay. So then we'll go to the fourth paragraph. So Baba says, लगाव की निशानी ये है कि बुद्धि बार बार बाप से हटकर उस तरफ जाए तो समझो लगाव है. This is an important point. अपने आप से भी लगाव ना हो, जो अपने में विशेषता है. कोई में हैंडलिंग पावर अच्छी है, कोई में वाणी की पावर अच्छी है, तो कहेंगे मैं ऐसी हूं. परंतु ये तो बाप दादा की देन है. अपने ज्ञान की विशेषता कोई भी हो, उससे भी लगाव नहीं. इसमें भी अभिमान आ जाता है. इससे तो ये बुद्धि में रखो कि ये बाप से मिला है, बाप से मिला हुआ वर्षा है, जो सर्व आत्माओं के प्रति हमें मिला है. जो दे रहे हैं, हम तो निमित्त हैं. You must talk to yourself like this. ऐसे बेहद के वैराग्य वृत्ति का संगठन टीचर्स का होना चाहिए, जो चलने से, देखने से और बोलने से सबको महसूस हो कि ये तो बेहद के वैरागी हैं. ज्ञान से सेवा करने में होशियार हैं, ये तो सब महसूस करते हैं. अब बेहद के वैराग्य का अनुभव करूं, जो दूसरों को भी दूसरे भी अनुभव करें. अच्छा. So we will go back to that paragraph. I'll just comprehend in English. So Baba said, लगाव की निशानी ये है कि बुद्धि बार बार बाप से हटकर उस तरफ जाए तो समझो लगाव है. So what is the sign of attachment? Baba says this the one and only sign of attachment is that when we are trying to remember Baba, when we are trying to be in Baba's remembrance, and every moment of ours should be in Baba's remembrance. That is the target. But when we have attachment to any subtle or worldly thing, then our intellect will continuously go away from Baba and go towards that thing. And that is a sign that I have attachment. Baba says you must not have attachment even to yourself. Many times in Murli's, Baba says you should not be speaking me or mine, me or mera. That is also a subtle attachment to myself. Baba ka, everything is Baba's. Baba says you should not even get attached to your qualities. I have this quality, I have good handling powers, I have good administrative power, I have a very good speech, I'm able to explain the knowledge very well. These are also attachments. And this is very subtle. When we will do something nice, or check yourself, especially when somebody is appreciating us or giving us a compliment. Are we accepting that compliment? Or are we saying, and not just for the saying, are we also feeling and thanking Baba for that quality for which I'm getting a compliment? And this happens in our day-to-day work also. Many times somebody gives us a compliment and we accept it as our own. We accept the quality as our own. And then we get attached to that quality. And then we will realize someday when somebody is saying that, you should giving us a feedback on that quality, we'll not accept it. And we will feel insult rather than accepting a feedback because there is an attachment even to the quality. And that's the most subtle attachment. So Baba is saying, remove that attachment. Keep checking that you should not even get attached to your qualities. And what is the method of doing that? Baba said, think of it as Bap Dada's gift to me. So rather than getting attached to the quality, give yourself an affirmation that I'm so lucky that Baba has given me this gift. I'm Baba's lucky soul. Baba has entrusted me with this quality. Then Baba also said that, sometimes some souls have an in-depth understanding of the knowledge, and that becomes their quality. Don't get attached even to the in-depth understanding of your knowledge. Baba says this kind of attachment to your qualities will eventually lead to subtle ego. So we should always remember, all my qualities are because of Baba. Baba has been kind and he has gifted me all these qualities. And whatever qualities Baba has given me, those qualities are for the unlimited service of the souls. Not limited service, not for only some souls, no. Any soul and every soul, without any discrimination, my qualities are to serve them. I am an unlimited server. I am just a means to spread Baba's message, to show Baba's qualities, to display Baba's qualities. Baba says this is called unlimited disinterest. And Baba is expecting us to create a unit of all these souls who have unlimited disinterest. And Baba said, when such souls, even when you look at such souls, when you speak to such souls, even when you observe them doing anything, you feel that they don't have any limited interests. They are unlimited. They have unlimited disinterest. And this is the best service you can do, Baba says. Baba says knowledge, we serve through knowledge, right? We tell other souls that, what we have got, what we've been able to receive from Baba, the qualities that we've been able to receive, the happiness, the joy that we've got from Baba. We try to tell them in our words. Baba says, if you become disinterested and you get unlimited disinterest, people will automatically get pulled to you. Then you will not have to even speak any word to give Baba's message. They will come and ask you, how are you so disinterested? What special have you done? Who is teaching you all this? How can you be so happy? That is what Baba expects from us. So there are certain important points that Baba's Murli today has mentioned. I will not go into those important points. Maybe we can just do the churning and bring out the important points from the Murli. And if we miss anything, then we will call it out. So we'll go for 1 minute silence and then we will do our churning. Okay. Anybody would like to share their churning for today's Murli?
Om Shanti. The Murli was wonderful, and what is the takeaway for me is that in order to become an unlimited world's teacher, my intellect should be having a unlimited disinterest in the worldly things, worldly possessions, both gross as well as the subtle. And in fact, the subtle, we need to do subtle checking to ensure that there's no bondage even in the subtle world. This warrants a subtle kind of checking every moment that uh, me and mine, uh, it should be totally eliminated. It's Baba's, including appreciation or any feedback. I think that's a takeaway for me. Om Shanti. Thank you, sister, for wonderful interpretation of today's Murli. Om Shanti.
Thank you for the churnings. Anybody else, Ombai? Anybody else who would like to share? See, as we discussed, it's not just for the teachers, but all of us, and we can have our own personal takeaways from this Murli. As Ombai also suggested, that any feedback, any compliment that we get, how are we checking? How are we checking ourselves? And that's the moment of checking, not later, you know. In that moment, if we can check and we can change and we can see, how am I accepting this? That is what matters. Yes, Girijaban.
Yeah, Om Shanti. As you were reading the Murli, like a student, when you sit in front of your teacher in a classroom, there are some pearls which just comes out from the teacher, which is not there in the textbook. So I always used to have that thing of, in a small, we call it a scrapbook or something, we write. I always have this habit of writing down. But today, as and when you were giving those titles from English, Hindi to English, I just started noting it down in the chat box. And when I just saw it, was such a wonderful thing. That was the first thing. I know I should not applaud my own specialities, but I said, wow, this is nice, Girija. You were really, it's as if Baba came and told me that that's the first thing I would like to say I would do when I'm the Murlis. They just goes to my intellect, my hands move and all. And the second thing, this whole week I've been seeing Baba is speaking about unlimited disinterest. But in one of the Murli for teachers, I mean, it was not directly teachers, Baba said unlimited disinterest is equal to world transformation. Today, Baba is saying unlimited disinterest is equal to Vishwa Sikshak, Vishwa Maharajan. That is what I really like. So why teachers? Because they are the one who give that badane wale. See, they are the one who are sitting in front reading the Murli. They are the ones who inspire us to go forward. So just see what great responsibility as a teacher I have in that physical sense. That's why Baba said responsibility is life and the teacher is life. So I like that concept. But I had a little opinion which you just mentioned. See, whenever Baba speaks to a particular group, be it Punjab, be it double foreigners, be it mothers, be it Kumars, I always had the thing that Baba wants that particular group, when he's saying something in that group he wants to do. So even though I know we are all teachers, it all applies to us. But sometimes, I often feel his Guru Bhais, the Baba wants some kind of attention from them. So I don't know, whenever Baba addresses a group, maybe I'm wrong, um, but I feel that it's for that particular group a little extra attention. I feel maybe, I may be wrong, as I said. So, because I remember many times Baba would do that when he wants to really very sweetly tell a particular group something. But yes, wonderful. You are also a wonderful teacher. I like the way you scan. I've put it everything, whatever you said, it's there in the chat box. Especially, I loved the last paragraph of attachment. Still, we are attached to our centers, to our area, to our region when we are going to be the world server. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Girijaban. I think this is a great summary of the overall Murli. And your point is absolutely right in saying that, when Baba is speaking to a special group who are in front of him, he actually expects, or there might be some teaching, some special teaching he wants to give, something that he wants to give as a takeaway for that specific group. Very, very true. And that is Baba's way of, not pinpointing any mistakes or any limitations, but trying to pull his children up, right? That is what Baba does. And for us as students, it is our role to pick whatever Baba is speaking, because when this Murli would have been spoken, some group would be sitting and he would be speaking to them. But today, when we listen to this Murli, We have to just pick up what applies to us in our day-to-day, Baba's Gyan and day-to-day operation that we continue to do. So that is what I always, especially from the Avyak Murlis, I take takeaways for myself and I try to check on that particular day as much as I can. So those takeaways. But your points were very, very correct, Gurujaban. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else, any other thoughts we might have missed? Baba said about attachment related to ego.
Om Shanti, sister.
And Shanti.
So, yeah, I also like this point about the Behat ki Vairaki, our specialities and staying beyond our specialities and even our staying beyond our sharir, body, uparam, a stage, staying always beyond. So here, Baba is mentioning that, see, everybody will have some of the other specialities as gift given by Baba. So when we come into Seva, I'm sure everybody is going to use their own unique speciality. But so what happens is slowly that also turn to a kind of attachment to it that we have that speciality. So I think, I think Mama was a good example there. So when Mama used to do any sort of a service there, Mama used to say that it was God's prasad. So I was just an instrument to distribute it to all. So that was one speciality that Mama had, not to take anything or any credit of that which was, given or where Mama was instrument to give that knowledge. So that awareness is very nice to have, so that we can be, stay beyond from that our speciality, thinking that it is my specialities, because that also will pull us down from reaching to the highest stage, that which Baba wants us to, reach. So this unlimited Vairag will also come there, giving up our specialities, thinking that it is a God gift given to us. I think it's another way to say is, I think this maturity, right, keeping it with us. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijay Bhai. This is very, very important. Thanks for bringing it up, that, qualities and compliments. See, when we do something nice and we know we have done something good and somebody appreciates also, you will see that you will keep thinking about it. It will give you happiness. When you accept it as yours, the compliment and the speciality, you'll keep thinking about it. It will keep pulling you, and next day when somebody will say, no, so your mind will not accept it only. You will not want to listen to anyone who's saying you don't have that speciality. You'll go into denial. And thanks for bringing Mama. I was also thinking when I was reading this Murli earlier, I was thinking of Mama, the level of disinterest that Mama used to have. See, she was so young and she was doing so well in this, knowledge and the service, and what all she could have achieved in terms of, where the yagya is today, or what we had achieved, the number of students that we had, even when Badi Dadi Prakash Mani was there, or Manmohini Didi were there. See, Mama left very early, right? So even when you would get to know that you're suffering, and when there's so much in front of you, even making this fortune, for example, right? Today I'm doing effort and I want to continuously do effort to be able to reach that stage where, I become a world ruler, as Baba says, right? That's the aim and objective for for all of us. Mama even left that, you know, she did not even have attachment to her own efforts. She was an ultimate effort maker, but not even that attachment. So when you get to know that, you know, at such a young age, young worldly age, I should say, that, you know, you are suffering from such a disease. And Baba says, these things will happen. You're not going to be free. This is the place where, you know, you'll get all your, you know, balance, the balance sheet will get balanced. The debit and credit will get balanced in whatever way, we don't know. So when she got to know there was so much in front of her that she could have done, but she never had that attachment also to the students, to her own efforts, to her fortune. I think what Mama did was just for completely given to Baba. So thanks for bringing that out. She's the ultimate example of unlimited disinterest.
Sister, can you just answer that question? It's from the mind of a teacher. Can you just share, please? I've just put it in the chat box.
The one that sister you're saying, is it wrong, Baba, to love the center under my care and the souls? Anybody wants to answer this before I answer that? Is it wrong, Baba, to love the center under my care and the souls I'm serving? Because it goes on, you register. How much can I have, my daily souls? Anyone?
Om Shanti. Baba, what Baba means is that be loving yet detached. Deep inside, the soul doesn't have any attachment, whereas and the soul is full of the divine virtues, and that love will be there, but that's not dependent. Soul's elevated stage will not be dependent on the students, the jigyasus and the sadhans. I think that's what is others may also share. Loving yet detached, deep inside detached, and outside in the Karya there will be a lot of love. God's love will be spread through the teacher, to the students, and to everyone. But it's not conditional that once the student is not coming to the class, or student or the teacher is moved from one center to another center, there should not be any thought or limited thought, any kind of limited feeling that, you know, I have been moved from one center to another center. Why, what? These questions will not arise. She is thinking she is in an unlimited world. She is unlimited. She is serving unlimited family. Every center is my center. That feeling is there once it's detached deep inside. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Am I
Yes,
audible?
brother. Yes, brother. Om Shanti.
What I felt that Baba always says, "Ek Baba dusra no koi" means, okay, we have got the habit of getting attached. Baba said, okay, if you don't want to remove that attachment factor, keep it, but always be attached only with me. Because when we are connected with Baba, we are getting the energy from Baba. We are getting the love from Baba, because Baba is ocean of all that. Even when we are connected with the center and any other thing, Seva's module, what happens when there is electricity? It is said, reverse reverse, the repercussions. The repercussions may be sometimes negative also when we are connected with the center and all that. Because when we are in a worry that how will be the seva, when we are connected with Baba, and when we feel that I do the seva, then also this repercussion can come in the life and make you unstable. So we have to be detached from everything. बाबा ने आज मुरली में कहा खुद से भी डिटैच होना है, सेवा से भी डिटैच होना है. We have to be connected only with Baba. The baseline is that even the teachers, sometimes they get attached to the center, seva, मेरा VIP है, मेरी area है. Baba said that these are all the factors, detrimental factors. These are the negative factors which will not allow you to be free, will not allow you to be farista. For the faristapan, you have to be only connected with Baba. To get enlightened, you have to only be connected with Baba. To become Devi Devata, only we have to be connected with Baba. Only Baba, Baba, and Baba. Om Shanti.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, both the brothers, for bringing it up. Very correctly mentioned, Girijaben. All relationships with one Baba. But as you know, Ombai was also saying that there is a very thin, subtle line between love and attachment. And it's very easy for a soul to move. You'll not even get to know when you move from loving to getting attached. And that is why this checking continuously is very important. That, you know, if I am pulled away from this situation today, how will I react? I'll give you an example. I keep checking, you know, what if I lose my job today? How will I react? Am I attached to this job? Am I attached to the, monthly salary? Am I a slave to any of these things? Because you will get to know when you're attached, it becomes a bondage. You cannot leave it. But when you love sets free. Attachment becomes a bondage. When you unconditionally love something, you yourself will also be free and others around you will also be free. But when you get attached, when you start thinking, this is mine, I possess, I have built this up, I have built this, and I am the one, that is when you'll feel bonded many times, and others will also feel bound to you. You know, so this is a very subtle difference and a way of checking. Loving students and loving the service should be for all. There should be no discrimination. There should be no difference. Every student I love. Baba's every child I love. Be it my center, other center, Baba's child, Baba's chosen soul. I love all of them. That is unconditional. I don't know if you got that answer, Girijaban. Okay. So maybe we'll go into 1 minute silence and then we will close. I'm not going to give any commentary. We'll just think of what we heard today and how we can implement that in our lives. And we'll also thank Baba for all these beautiful knowledge points. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Shivani Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. We meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a wonderful day.